Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video. Today we're going to be looking at a band called Dream State. Never heard of them. So obviously I went and tried to read up a bit about them, but I didn't really find very much, unfortunately. What I did find is that Dream State are a Welsh post-hardcore band from South Wales. Weirdly, that they're Welsh and all that. They were formed in 2014, and the group currently consists of vocalist CJ Gilpin, guitarists Alid Evans and Rhys Wilcox, bassist Danny Raya, and drummer Jamie Lee. They signed to an Australian record label called UNFD in 2017 and have released 2 EPs, Consequences in 2015 and Recovery in 2018. And that's all there was. So they've been around since 2014, so they've been around for about 5 years. So it's possibly not surprising I've not heard of them. They've only released 2 EPs. So yeah, not really much to go on. I've got no idea. Well, it says they're post-hardcore. I have no idea what that means. So I'll be interested to see where this goes. Now, the track we're going to listen to is a track called White Lies. Now, I did a little bit of research on the song, tried, when I found the lyrics, and I found a little statement next to it. It says, White Lies is the first single off the second EP, Recovery, and the song is about being an addict and how it feels when your addiction affects your whole life and the people you love. So this is going to be quite a hard, heavy song in subject matter, right? Not so much music, or I don't know. The music might be heavy. I don't know. I don't know what music to expect. So I think we'll get straight to it, really, because there isn't really much else I can say. So yes, White Lies by Dream State. Let's see where this takes us.
I've got a secret on the tip of my tongue and it's bleeding round. You know I got my reasons, this suffocating feeling, and the voice in my head is bleeding out. And I don't think that I'll ever really change. This is not how I'm made. I've lost half my mind, fighting my addiction. I've been killing, wasting time, I'm not alright. And I can do it if I want to. I can do it if I want to. I don't care if it hurts me. I care if it hurts you. I care if it hurts you. White lines, feel like I'm divine, ever reaching cloud nine, and I feel like giving up. You just never belong. I divorced all my love. Why won't you give up? Why won't you give up?
Interesting. One thing I've got to say, it sounds very heavily influenced by Flyleaf to me. It's definitely got a certain sound about it that reminds me of Flyleaf, especially the way she's singing. She does throw in some sort of screamed / growled vocals in there as well, which we know Lacey Sturm has done occasionally in some of her songs as well. It's definitely got a Flyleaf feel about it. And the music came in pretty heavy straight from the start. That was pretty good. You know, it's not bad so far. Not bad. So, the track starts out, I've got a confession, I've got a secret on the tip of my tongue and it's bleeding out. You know I've got my reasons, this suffocating feeling, and the voice in my head is bleeding out. So, I've got a confession, I've got a secret on the tip of my tongue and it's bleeding out. So, is it saying, you know, they've been addicted to drugs, but they've been keeping it a secret from someone, you know, they've been hiding it so that people didn't know about it, but they're sitting there and they want to tell someone, you know, they really want to say, look, I've got this addiction to drugs. Is that what it's about? And it says, you know, I've got my reasons, this suffocating feeling, and the voice inside my head is bleeding out. Now, you know, I've got my reasons, this suffocating feeling. Now, most of the time when people get addicted to, or not most of the time, there is a large portion of people who get addicted to drugs because of some kind of trauma, and they use it as a coping mechanism. Like some people use alcohol, some people foolishly turn to religion. You know, everybody's got their coping mechanism for bad experiences, and this is basically, she's saying, this is, you know the reasons why I got addicted to this. So, and it says, and I don't think I'll ever really change. This is how I'm made. Now, I've actually heard this, a similar sort of statement from a few people. Because I do know a few people who have been through drug addiction in their past. And I don't think that it'll ever really change, because they know that they are compelled towards this type of self-destructive behaviour. And, you know, they might give it up at some point, you know, they might quit taking drugs and stuff like that. But when something bad happens, or maybe they go out and get drunk, they will always feel compelled to steer back towards taking drugs and stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, people who've been addicted to drugs in the past have actually told me as much. Because I've got a very strong opinion about drugs. You know, I absolutely hate them. I won't tolerate them in any way. And, you know, friends of mine have told me, you know, they've had experiences with them in the past, and you know, they've explained a situation very much like that. You know, I don't think I'll ever change. You know, I will always feel compelled to lean towards drugs more than alcohol or, you know, any other sort of behaviour. Then it carries on, because I think I've lost half my mind fighting my addiction. I've been killing, wasting time. I'm not alright. And I can do it if I want to. I can do it if I want to. I don't care if it hurts me. I care if I hurt you. So I think I've lost half my mind fighting my addiction, you know, because getting into an addiction is really, really easy. You know, it's very easy to get addicted to something. The hardest part is trying to kick the addiction. And that's what they're saying. I think I've lost my mind fighting my addiction. You know, so, you know, they know that it's bad. They know it's toxic, and, you know, they're thinking, you know, I should stop this. But they, as I said before, they always feel compelled to go back to it because it's an addiction. You know, and there's an awful amount of mental stress goes into trying to stop doing it. And it says, I've been killing, wasting my time. I'm not all right. So, you know, she's basically saying, I know this is bad. I am not handling this well. I'm not dealing with this well. It's a bad thing. I know this, but I cannot help myself. And there's this, I can do it if I want to. I can do it if I want to. You know, it's like, I'm an adult. I know the consequences. I can do it if I want to, basically. I don't care if it hurts me. You know, I know the consequences of taking drugs. You know, I'm careful most of the time. I might accidentally overdose at some point. That's possible. You know, but I don't care if it hurts me, because basically they're like, I don't care enough about myself to worry about myself in a certain kind of way. But then there's that other line, I care if I hurt you. You know, like saying, my taking these drugs is obviously affecting the people that I love, and you know, it's upsetting them, it's hurting them because they're seeing me deteriorate, or my behaviour is affecting them and such like that. So you know, she's sort of kind of torn, sort of like, I feel compelled to keep doing this, but I can see it's damaging my relationships and hurting the people around me. Then it goes, blinded by these white lines, feeling like I'm divine, never reaching cloud nine, and I feel like giving up. Enough's never enough. I divorced all my love. Why won't you give up? Why won't you give up? Excuse me. Now it says blinded by these white lines. Is that talking about things like cocaine, maybe? Feeling like I'm divine. It's a common experience with drugs, you know. People feel amazing for however brief a period, you know. They take like cocaine or whatever and they feel fantastic, but then of course they plummet. But it says never reaching cloud nine, so it's like, you know, they feel great but it never lasts. They never have this extended feeling of feeling good. It's only temporary, and they never find that state of happiness that they're actually searching for. It says, and I feel like giving up. Enough's enough. I divorced all my love. Now, when she says I feel like giving up, is she talking about, because she stated before she doesn't want to give up the actual drugs themselves, is she talking about giving up on life itself? Possibly, I don't know. And then, excuse me. And then there's those couple of lines, why won't you give up? It's like, she's asking the people that she loves, you know, why won't you give up on me? You know, I'm in this horrible state, I'm hurting you, why aren't you giving up on me? You know, can't understand why they won't turn around and just turn their back on her. So, interesting and quite a strong message in the song so far. We'll carry on, see where this goes.
Don't think that I'll ever really change. This is not how I'm made. I think I've lost half my mind, fighting my addiction. I've been killing, wasting time. I'm not alright, and I can do it if I want to. I can do it if I want to. I don't care if it hurts me. I care. Lost again. I can't do it on my own. I don't know what to do. Please don't go. Just help me. I can't do this on my own. Stay with chasing the white light at night. I'm not alright, and I can do it if I want to. You know I do it if I want to. 'Cause I don't care if it hurts me. I care if it hurts you. With my white lights, and my white lights, my white lights, my white lights.
Well, there we go. White Lies by Dream State. That was actually quite a powerful song. Now it came back in because I don't think that'll ever really change. This is not how I'm made. Spoke about that before, about how people always seem to diverge back to it. And it goes, because I think I've lost half my mind fighting my addiction. I've been killing, wasting time. I'm not all right. Covered that bit. Then it goes into the part where they sort of finally break down and admit to it. It says, I need help. I've gotten myself lost again. I can't do it on my own. I don't know what to do. Please don't go. Just help me. I can't do this on my own. So this is the point where the addict has turned around and gone, look, I know I've got a problem. I really need help. Someone please help me. And they're admitting that they can't do it on their own, because they will, if they try quitting on their own, they will always fall back on, into bad habits, and, they might start out with all good intentions, but then they'll be like, just a little bit won't hurt. Just a little bit won't hurt, and then they end up going back into it really hard, really heavy, and maybe even worse than before. It's something I've mentioned before in other videos when I've done videos about addiction and stuff like that. If someone actually reaches out to you asking for help, it is vital that you actually help them. Because it's not an easy thing for someone in this situation to admit that they've got a problem, because to their mind, initially, they don't actually have a problem. They're sitting there thinking, I'm perfectly fine. I've got it under control. I'm careful with it. But sooner or later, like they've done in this song, they recognise, they do have a problem and they need help. And, it is very difficult to try and deal with this sort of thing on your own. So, if someone actually reached out to you and says, look, I've got a problem with drugs, alcohol, whatever, it's really important that you listen to them. It's really important that you try and help them to your best capacity. It might not be nice to look at, it might not be pretty to look at, but, this person is really, really hurting, and they are reaching out to you for help. So it's really important that you try and help them as best you can. Anyway, the song carries on saying, stay with me. So sort of like, look, please don't leave me alone here. I'm in a bad way. I need you to stay here. Then it carries on. I think I've lost half my mind fighting my addictions. I've been chasing the white light. I'm not all right. And then it carries on. And I can do it if I want to. I'll do it if I want to. Because I don't care if it hurts me. I care if I hurt you with my white lines and my white lies. So it's like, it's saying there, that's basically going, I need your help to quit this, because I'll do it if I want to. I'll fall back on it. I'll go back to it if I feel the compulsion to, because I don't care if I end up hurting myself. I need help, but I don't care if I end up hurting myself with these drugs. I do care if I hurt you by, with my white lines, so, the drugs, and my white lies, the keeping all the secrets and possibly like stealing money and then lying about it and stuff like that in order to get more drugs. So, it's quite a powerful song. And, I like the way it's been written. It's very, very good. And, it performed brilliantly. Like I said, it was very reminiscent of Flyleaf in style. And it was a pretty decent song, actually. Yes, I'd be interested in going back and revisiting them at some point. They don't actually have that many tracks out. They've only, like I say at the beginning, they've only released 2 EPs. So they've released possibly around about 9 or 10 songs. So yeah, I'll be interested to go and go back and revisit them again at some point. But like I said, it was a very powerful song, with very important subject matter. And as I said halfway through the analysis, if someone in this situation comes to you and says, look, please help me, I need your help, I want to quit this, but I can't do it on my own, it is really important that you do try and help them. I mean, I know it's not a nice thing to see. You don't want to see someone that you really care about suffering. But would you rather see them suffering, or would you, as they give up an addiction, or would you rather see them, like, slowly killing themselves by taking these substances, whether it be alcohol or drugs and stuff. You know, if someone comes to you for help, you know, they are trusting you. They are putting, you know, they're putting a lot of pressure on you to get them through it, but they've come to you out of everybody that they know because they think that you are the person strong enough. They think you're the person compassionate enough. You know, they trust you to help them through it with sensitivity and care. You know, so it's a lot of pressure, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, you know, it's really important that you do help. But anyway, I'm going to leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or you can message me on my Facebook or my Instagram. The links for those are in the description below. Just do know, if you do suggest a track, it will take me a while to get around to it. I get suggested dozens and dozens of tracks every single day, and my list grows faster than I can record the videos. But rest assured, I do write down every single suggestion, so it will get done. It'll just take a while before it gets done. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mostly those aimed at people of the alternative subculture, whether it be alternative clothing or alternative music. I mean, obviously, they want to put an end to all hate crimes, but their main focus is the alternative subculture, since that's how the foundation came into being. And it is something I think is very worthwhile, because, you know, every single day we hear about all these various hate crimes around the world, like racism and, you know, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred, you know, ableism, you know, all this sort of thing. You know, you hear about these pretty much on a daily basis, like whether it's in the newspapers, on the television, you know, we hear about them every single day. But what you don't hear about is the people that are getting physically and verbally attacked because of the music that they listen to and the way that they dress. You know, people on a daily basis are getting attacked purely because people don't like their choice in fashion and music. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, I've been physically attacked many times just because of the way I dress and just because of the music I listen to. Now, the way I dressed and the music I listened to had no effect on them at all. If they didn't like the way that I was dressed, they didn't have to look at me. You know, they could have looked at pretty much anything else. There's millions of different things to look at. You know, but they decided that because they didn't like the style of music or the style of clothes that I was wearing, they decided it was okay to attack me. You know, and it's unacceptable, and it makes no sense. You know, you wouldn't be walking down the street and then suddenly beat someone up because they were eating salt and vinegar crisp and your favourite are cheese and onion. You know, you wouldn't beat someone up for wearing a yellow t-shirt when your favourite colour is blue. So, you know, why is it okay to, like, attack me because I listen to heavy metal music mostly and wear a t-shirt with a band's name on it? You know, why is that okay? It's not. It's stupid. You know, beating me up isn't going to make any difference. It's not going to change my mind as to what clothes I wear or what music I listen to. It doesn't accomplish anything. And the thing is, these people only do it when they're in groups. And the reason for that is because they want to look big and clever in front of their mates. That's the only reason. You know, they'll, every time a car drives past and someone shouts, "Goth!" out the window, one, they're wrong because I'm not a goth, and two, they only do it because they're with their mates. If they were on their own, walking past me in the street, they wouldn't say a bloody word. If they were on their own driving past me, they wouldn't say a word. But because they're surrounded by their mates, suddenly they get this big ego boost and they're like, I'm big, I'm hard, and I'm going to show it off. So they shout insults out of car windows. They only ever do it when they're in groups. Sometimes when they're in like a group of maybe two, like when there's two of them, you'll get the mumbled insult where they'll sort of shoulder bash you and go, oh god, you know. But that's about as far as it goes. But if there's more of them, they suddenly become more vocal, and suddenly they become braver and bigger and smarter and clever, allegedly, you know. And it's ridiculous how they think that attacking someone because of their taste in music makes them look good. You know, it's stupid. I don't go down the street and shout insults at people for listening to bloody Cardi B, you know, and Ariana Grande, or bloody Wiz Khalifa, or whatever they're called. You know, I don't attack people for that, so why should they attack me for what I like? It's not like I'm the only person in the world that listens to it, and even if I was the only person in the world that listens to it, it's still not okay. It needs to stop, and it's something that doesn't get the attention that it needs to, because, you know, I have been beaten up quite badly before. You know, I was cornered in an alleyway, and I was beaten up by two people, and I literally had to crawl out of that alleyway, because I couldn't walk out of it. You know, that they beat me black and blue, and I ended up crawling across a road, and someone happened to come out of their house at the time, and they saw me, like, beaten half to death, and they sorted everything out for me. You know, they got me home safely, they made sure I was okay, etc., etc. You know, and these people that attacked me, they just got away with it. You know. And this happens so often. And it's unacceptable. It needs to be sorted. Something needs to be done. Because attacking someone because you hate what they like is a hate crime, essentially. You know, you're hating this person, so you think it's acceptable to attack them. And it's not. There's no excuse for it. There's already enough conflict in this world. Why do we need to add more to it? You know, and this is what Sophie Lancaster Foundation wants to do. They want to put an end to this. They want people to think twice before they make this stupid prejudice decision because of something, because of their opinion. You know, there was a time when if you shouted a racist slur at someone, people might be a little bit upset, but that's all. But now you shout racist slurs at people, you get into a lot of trouble, you know. It gets everywhere, and people turn on you, you know, and we need that to be the same way. We need this to be the same way. I mean, I know racism and hatred against people who listen to different music, it's very, very different. But we need it to get to the point where there is a similar mindset where people will think twice about verbally or physically attacking someone just because of their taste in music. We want it to get to a place where people will be like, you know, you beat someone up because of the taste of music, you're a sad, pathetic little man, stay away from me, I don't want to talk to you. You know, we need it to stop. But anyway, if you would like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, what their main goal is, because they can explain it without going off on random tangents like I just did. And if you can help them in any way, that would be absolutely fantastic. Even something as simple as one of these Sophie bracelets, you know, I think it's like £1 from their shop. Every small amount makes a difference. Every small amount is greatly appreciated. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching. See you again soon. Bye-bye.